hospital September 5th, 2025. First things first, let me know your thoughts on today's new episode down below. What y'all think? Did y'all like the episode? Look, hold on, let me set this up right fast. But yeah, like I said, first things first, let me know your thoughts on today's new episode down below. I'm gonna give y'all a quick summary, and then we're gonna dive into the review. First of all, who did Jason see? Because on the preview for Monday's episode, he's supposed to be talking to Britt. They were saying how Ryan, the guy that plays Nathan, confirmed that he's going to be playing Nathan. So I was like, oh, like what? What happened to him? What happened to him? Where you been at? Is they gonna explain that? Hey, how you doing today? I almost clicked something wrong. But yeah, they saying that he actually gonna be playing Nathan, because it was some talk about him playing a twin brother or him playing a different character, but they saying that he's supposed to play Nathan, and I'm assuming that's why they showed James giving Maxie Nathan's badge or whatever. They was trying to let us know what's to come. I also think they said that we're gonna see him next week. I don't know how true that is, but we'll see. It was something else. What else was it? Was it about Jocelyn them? It was something I wanted to say. I can't remember, y'all. Maybe it'll come back to me. But yeah, I'm gonna give y'all a quick summary. Corlette finally got caught slipping by Brandon. I said, about doggone time. About doggone time. Excuse me. Michael may be in trouble because he over here searching for Jacinda because she his alibi or whatever. But I was like, she unreliable. Then I said, wouldn't that further incriminate him? Wouldn't that kind of incriminate him? Now, Drew knows that Nina and Portia was behind the whole poisoning or whatever. So, like, but that don't mean nothing because he tried to set up Tracy. So I was like, wouldn't that make him suspicious? Not suspicious. Wouldn't that make him guilty? Because it's like, okay, the judge in the water, that's one thing. Drew done been shot, that's the second thing. Then Jacinda, I was like, they trying to set Michael up. Hold on, what are the odds that Willow was named the legal guardian scout where she's gonna go? Right, exactly. They said that we're gonna give you a child. You want a child so bad? Here you go. Here you go. Now, at first, I thought she was going to talk crazy to Alexis or something. She ain't said nothing thus far because Scout gone. I want to know if Danny took it because he said how since Jason out of town, he can't be served. So, he could just say he didn't know about it or something like that. But yeah, Corlette finally got caught by Brennan. Michael may be in trouble. He trying to find Jacinda. Jacinda wants more money from Nina and Portia. I knew she would. Diane asked Sonny which one of his family members do she got to represent. Lulu want Willow to tell her story. Willow was pronounced Scout Guardian. Scout already gone. Cody tried to call Molly, but she didn't pick up the phone. Nina and Portia acting guilty. They act like they the one who did it, but I don't know, y'all. I really don't know. I think that they gonna drag this out. I could be wrong. We'll see. Molly and them trying to get the restraint. Well, they was trying to get the restraint order lifted, but they was denied. What else? Josh and Vaughn still captured. I was like, look, I thought the last scene that we seen was when Jocelyn was standing up or whatever, and then Vaughn charged at the guy. I said, now how they end up on the floor? I said, what type of agents are they? Then on today's episode, also, wait, let me finish this first. Pascal tried to eliminate Jason, but that was it, y'all. But I said, how now? On today's episode, when Vaughn was talking to Jocelyn, he said something about him and Brandon should have never had her come on because, she's new to this and stuff like that. I said, well, you act like you new to this. Because y'all supposed to be spies, right? Ain't that what they supposed to be, spies? Or is that different from the WSB? I don't know. I'm assuming it's a spy. How you ain't been taught how to break out of the little tie thingies? How you ain't been taught that? And then Vaughn distracted and stuff. Jocelyn over here talking about some doggone, they supposed to be focused on the mission and all this other stuff. And he over here, basically, he trying to give up and he trying to sacrifice his life for her. I said, y'all just want each other. That's all it is. Y'all done got too hot in the pants. Can't do your doggone job. Then Brandon over here talking about some his agents and stuff. You knew it been, what she said, 48 hours and you ain't sitting nobody in to say these folks. You know doggone well. Now you want to sit up here and try to look and help them and stuff like that. Then Corlette over here talking about some missing agents when she the one that snitched in the first doggone place. But yeah, I said, what type of agents are they? They can't, he's supposed to be trained now. Hold on. I have a feeling Michael saw who shot Drew. You think when he was talking to Elizabeth, I was like, do he know that Willow was there? Or I ain't gonna say I think that it's Willow. I think I already said I think it was Willow though. I don't know. I said Willow or Nina or somebody, but Nina and Portia was acting suspicious. So I said everybody a suspect because he done made too many enemies. Hold on. It says, I have a feeling Drew saw who shot Michael saw who shot Drew. And what if Drew sent Jacinda to... Yeah, cause didn't he say he had found her? I think Curtis had sent Felicia to find her, but somebody had already got to her. But yeah, that would be wild how Michael figures it all out. Spoilers say Michael gets the upper hand. I haven't even seen the spoilers yet. But yeah, on today's new episode, where we gonna start? I guess Sonny and Diane. So with them, they was just talking about Drew, his shooting. She was like, who should she be preparing to defend? Carly, Michael, or him? And I said, right. I said all of the above. I don't think she could represent all of them unless I'm mistaken. But I was like, look, you can't represent them all. I said, line everybody up. Michael. If I had to select one, it'll be Michael. I feel like they're trying to come for him. I feel like they're trying to get him. I definitely do. I said, at this point, Drew and Willow set up the whole thing. That's what happened. But nah, I think they're going to spend a whole lot of time keeping us guessing about who did it. Now, I might be wrong, but we'll see. But yeah, Diane was just talking to Sonny about who she should represent. Then they started talking about the whole Sewell situation. He wanted her to get information on Sewell, but she was like, that's also a client of her firm, so she can't do that or whatever. She cannot do that. He mentions how the judge's body was right there by Spoon Island and everything. And that's how I was like, it's all, and she was telling him how this kind of, now that you done told me about the $1 million and stuff like that, all of this gonna be seeming connected. And I said the same thing. I said, Michael going to jail. Michael finna go to jail. This all points to him, or Sonny. I said he going to jail. But yeah, Michael ends up asking Elizabeth how Drew is doing. He also ends up thanking her for, looking after Willow and everything. And I was like, do y'all think, I don't know. Obviously, that's what I was saying yesterday. I was like, okay, Tracy saw his car. So did he see somebody too? Because I'm assuming Michael didn't do it. I'm assuming he did not do it. Now, I might be wrong. I don't know who did it. I haven't seen no spoilers or nothing. But I'm assuming he know. They did show him thinking back to that day where, the whole Jacinda situation. I was trying to remember her name. I'm glad somebody said it. But yeah, let's see. I think I stopped at Michael asked Elizabeth how Drew is doing. Lulu want to know what Willow has to say off record about the whole Drew situation. And why she gonna mention Michael and Sonny. And I said, you low down thing. I said, you low down thing or whatever. I said, that's the case. She did say, I will say, she did say that Drew has made a lot of enemies or whatever. And that's true. But yeah, she gonna look over there at Michael and said, Michael and Sonny. I said, trying to get them up out the way. She said she finna get them up out the way. Michael didn't shoot Drew. I'll tell you it's Willow. Michael might have saw her. Might be protecting her. I said, supposed to say he gets the upper hand. Maybe he gets evidence spread into me. I can see it being her. Or Nina. But I feel like they're gonna end up targeting Michael or Alexis. But Alexis did say Abel and Christina was going to be her alibi. And Michael still looking for that lady to be his alibi. So I was like, yeah, Michael probably getting arrested, y'all. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Nina ends up asking Portia how's Drew. And that's when she ends up updating her. Molly says the Drew case in regards to Scout is flimsy. So they wanted to try to get the whole restraining order lifted, but they couldn't. They could not. Brennan's relocating Corlette or whatever. I was hoping that she got caught. I was really hoping that she got caught. And she got caught. Don't sit up here talking about some he got missing agents and he's still not trying to do nothing about it. I mean, she wasn't wrong about that. She did not lie about that. Cause why if it's been 48 hours, I'm assuming now it's been past 48 hours. And first of all, Jocelyn's new. Then you dating her mama and stuff, and you acting concerned but not concerned enough. Obviously, you gonna need to go yourself, pop up like you be doing all the time, or something, or send somebody in, or whatever. But yeah, he ain't did nothing. He's like, I'm not wrong about this. You wrong about this. Now he over here trying to get help and stuff. You should have been sent somebody. These folks over here, but they did say. Now at first he was talking about putting them in the lake, in the water, or something like that. But yeah, he ended up coming back in saying they could be of use after all. So I don't know, y'all. Let's see. I think I stopped at Brennan relocating Corlette. Josh and Vaughn, they showed them, they was just sitting on the floor tied up against each other. I said, so y'all some spies, huh? Y'all spies, huh? Y'all secret agents, ain't it? Why can't y'all break out of them little ties that they got? This wasn't a part of y'all training? I think Brennan got a different, I don't want to say investment. I think something more is going on there. I don't know what it is, but he already said he wanted whatever they working on for himself. But I don't know if it's more to the story or what, but we'll see. Michael didn't. I think I read. Didn't shoot Drew because that would cause Michael because of his children. He's too smart for that. My theory is Michael might have saw who did it. If Michael wouldn't have I wouldn't trust Jacinda. She probably gonna want money too. She already trying to get money out of Portia and Nina. She probably gonna want money. But yeah, let's see. I think I was talking about Jocelyn and Vaughn being lousy agents because they weren't trained to untie themselves. Jason ends up coming back to the Five Puppies. Ain't that what they said the name of that hotel was? That spa, whatever it is, that resort. Five Puppies. Why they named this? Why they naming Five Puppies? I don't know. But yeah, and he was talking to Pascal. I said, Jason, you walking into a trap. So why he got in there? And this man tried to take his head off. He got him. I said, Jason, come on now. I know you're a little rusty. The last time we seen you struggling with somebody, it was that dude when him and Sonny was questioning and they didn't get no doggone information out of him. I said, now y'all need to retire for real. Everybody slipping. But he managed to get the guy, whatever. I think he found a card. He ended up finding a note. And it said, Jay, something about finding me and gave a code or whatever. And I was like, so did Pascal let her go or what? I know Jason's supposed to be telling her, he could help her and stuff like that. I don't know if he saw Nathan. I don't know, y'all. I'm wondering if she gonna actually mention Jocelyn. Somebody need to at this point, godly now. I've been waiting on him to find out that she was there and she an agent. Somebody need to tell Carly. I've been waiting on somebody to tell Carla so she could find out because I want to see her reaction. I definitely do because she been so focused. Everybody done warn her about Brendan and she been telling them to mind their business and everything, and he been lying in her face. He done had every opportunity to tell the truth, and he still won't tell the truth. Corlette over here talking about some doggone, you got 2 agents missing like she ain't the one who snitched in the first place. He wanted to know, I don't think I finished with them. To finish with Brendan and Corlette, I'm assuming he set a trap for her. So she went in there after he left. She went to the safe thing and she was typing in the number. She was like, it's not it. She tried it again. She told whoever was on the phone, I'm assuming Pascal, that it's not it. They're going to have to find another way. She got to get out of there or whatever. So she tried to leave and he got that weapon in his hand. I said, yeah, you caught now, girl. I said, you got caught now, girl. I said, about doggone time snitch and tell. Then talking about something, you need to pull her out. She's inexperienced or whatever she said. I was like, you don't snitch. You told. You the mole. I think Vaughn was also telling Jocelyn they need to find a way to let Brendan know, but I'm assuming he know now. He wanted to know who she's working for. And I said, we want to know too. We know Sewell's involved. We know Dawson's involved. But they saying it's Nathan. But how did Nathan get in charge of this type of stuff? And these people obviously corrupt. Is Nathan corrupt now or what? Like, I'm confused now. Is Nathan sick too? Like Britt? Look, I don't know y'all, but yeah, let's see what else. Christina thinks that Scout being there is the worst idea because Molly was going to see if she could get the restraining order lifted, and that she was saying how Scout could be there with them and stuff like that. That's when Christina told Alexis after she left that that'll be the worst idea because they got Rick tied down up in the basement. Rick down in the basement still tied up, got that thing in his mouth and stuff. Wait, pause. Hold up. But yeah, I think Rick gonna break out. I think Rick gonna break out some type of way. But yeah, so that's when she was saying it's a bad idea. But Alexis' focus is, helping her granddaughter because Drew in the hospital, Sam gone for right now. I don't know if they bringing her back. At first they were saying they was gonna bring her back, but we'll see. So they end up finding out that they can't get the restraining order lifted. That's when Molly lets them know that Willow has guardianship and stuff like that. So she packed the bag and gave it to Willow, and she wanted Willow to basically promise that she was gonna look after Scout. So she said it. She was like, with Drew or without Drew, she gonna make sure that Scout's okay. That's when Felicia ends up letting them know that Scout gone. And I said, Drew, look what you did. Either Danny got her, or she left on her own, or both, or both. But yeah, I was like, But what else? I just said how Willow gonna mention that Michael and Sonny, because I think Lulu said something about who do you think would have wanted Drew dead or shot Drew or something like that, and she was like, well, Michael and Sonny or whatever. I said, not you trying to over here snitch or what's it called, implicate these folks. I don't know if I said that right, but yeah. But yeah, what else? Anna was eavesdropping on Brendan and Corlette conversation. She comes in. She was like, okay, is Josh one of the missing agents? And they start going back and forth about that. He still don't know what's going on, but he still ain't sitting up here sending nobody in. I know they got plenty of agents, unless they don't know what he got going on. I'm assuming they don't know that he been running around doing all this stuff he been doing since he been in town. But yeah, so then she wanted to know why he Call her there. And I said, he called her there so he could make it seem like he Carly alibi, didn't he? Didn't he? Because he mentioned, he was like, Carly was with me all night or whatever. And I said, he over here trying to get her alibi. Don't try to smooth things over or whatever. Don't try to jump in front of things before she find out what you done did to her daughter. Nothing. You said all this in motion. You said all this in motion over here trying to cover up what you done did. But yeah, what else? Let's see. Diane think everyone should get an alibi. Michael trying to find his alibi. Lulu wants Willow to tell a story. We talked about that. And I said, so the blonde girl Michael was with was the one that Nina hired, Jacinda. Vaughn said him and Brendan put Josh at risk. I said, you put yourself at risk because apparently you ain't trained for this either. Sitting on the doggone floor. I said, look at these two. I said, now Jocelyn, she knew to this or whatever. She knew to this. But if y'all properly trained her, both of y'all she should have had a little hair tie thing. Y'all know the little clip thing? Well, they ain't in no handcuffs. What I'm talking about? They ain't in no handcuffs. I don't know what the little tie thing they got. Either way it go, they don't got tied back up. The dude that they supposed to be knocked out, he walked in there with Pascal. I said, gotta be quicker than that. Hold on. What else? Let's see. Oh, I already said how the man tried to shoot Jason, but he took him down. Molly couldn't get the restraining order lifted. We already passed Willow getting guardianship. Let's see. Did we cover everything? Let me see. Oh, Lulu tried to question Portia, but she wasn't really saying anything. She was asking about Stella and stuff like that. That's when she was like, she can't give a statement and all this other stuff. And I was like, I wouldn't say that, because she already said how she can't help Stella if she actually was the one who, committed the crime and everything. I was like, I think Portia was just trying to get rid of her. I think Lulu seen that they was in cahoots together or something. She started putting that little brain together. That didn't make sense. Y'all know when her brain get to thinking and she get to snooping. Y'all know how it be with Lulu. But yeah, she was just questioning about that. She was like, well, maybe Curtis would know. I said, yeah. I said, you need to find out that she been sleeping with Isaiah and tell Curtis. So somebody, they be skipping over stuff. I'm ready for him to know. I'm ready for him to know his wife been laid up with somebody else. But he did say their marriage is over, so I don't know how he gonna react. People are speculating that Portia's gonna be pregnant. It was something. I almost had it, y'all. It was something I told y'all at the beginning of this that I had to tell y'all. I almost had it, but I can't remember what it was. What was it? Was it about an actor that plays on the show? I don't know, y'all. I can't remember what it was. Let me see. We was talking about Portia, Lulu, Curtis. Was it about them? I don't think so. I don't think I'm gonna remember, y'all. Let's see what else. Jason was looking for bread. That's when he found the letter. Colette went back in Brendan's office. We talked about that. Diane was shocked that the judge didn't give Willow visitation so she could see that somebody bribed the judge. Elizabeth ends up offering Willow and Scout a place to stay. Alexa said she counted on Willow to take care of Scout, and that's when she told her she loves Scout, so she gonna do what she can for her. Pascal was finna get rid of Josh and Vaughn, but came back and said that they could be useful. Let's see. I already said Jacinda stopped by Portia in the office. She wants money. Scout missing. Cody tried to call Molly. Brendan called Colette, wants to know who she's working for. And the last thing that they showed was Jason. He looked shocked. He looked surprised. And they saying next week is when we see Nathan back. I don't know if it's true, but that's what they saying, y'all. And that was everything, if I'm not mistaken. And I still don't know what I was going to tell y'all. Doggy. I bet when I end this live, that's when I'm going to think about it. But yeah, that's it. That's all. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces.